Hello everybody, my name is Olga and welcome to my channel. The channel is about our immigrant life in the USA and the regular struggles of everyday life here in the USA. I am, there you go, in a near medical center here in Gastonia, and this episode is going to be about my medical troubles. I'm a healthy person, no worries about that. I rarely go to doctors. Rarely, really rarely, extremely rarely. I'm trying to remember, like during the time when I've been here in the USA, like 3 years. In January it's gonna be 3 years anniversary. Yeah. And during this time I've been 2 times for myself, not for my sons. I mean, because with my sons I go more often actually, because they need their vaccinations. The school asks for some documents. The school asks for them to get visits, and then they have teeth issues because they grow, they fall out. So I need to go there regularly with my sons. But I have 2 sons, right? But for me, myself, I don't need it. If there is nothing emergent and I don't have anything emergent, if I didn't need the medical checkup for my employment. Because the first time when I started working here, I worked in manufacturing when we just arrived, and then you know that whatever job positions you're gonna have here in the USA, you need to have certification. You need to prove that you are capable of doing the job. You need to have references, and when you just arrive, you had nothing, right? And there you go. So the first work which I had here in the US was manufacturing. That was also connected with my disability to drive. I couldn't drive, you know, because when you are a high European person, you use public transport, not because you are a hobo, but because it's comfortable. Here in Gastonia, you're basically I don't know, disabled, because even I applied once to 911 to call center, and the first question there was, do you have a driver license? I said, it's a call center, why would I need a driver license? It's not job related. And then they said, yes, you are right. So I argued with them to get a job appointment, like to have a job interview with them. So they were trying to disqualify my resume just because of me not having a driver license. Really? Really? I didn't get the job anyway. But again, because probably when they told me that their job is 12 by 12, night shifts, day shifts, they probably seen the horror on my face. I don't imagine myself working nights. I sleep at night time. I'm a early bird person. Probably that's why. Okay, let's get back to our medication problem, right? So the first time I actually visited the doctor was because I started working in the preschool, and they needed me to have a checkup before starting, an X-ray and the medical checkup, just for doctors to fulfill the documents. That's it. that's all my medical experience here in the USA. Congrats. Okay. Honestly, I just hate going to, I wanted to say hospitals. When you hear me saying I'm going to the hospital, please don't accept it word to word, because that's how we learned at school. I go to school, I go to the hospital. No, because hospital is a medical center. We never learned the word medical center. I never go to doctors and I need a doctor's appointment. That's something that doesn't pop up in my brains right away. I need some time to reconsider what I've just said and then say it correctly. So, and then that's like, even the idea of going to medical center is something uncomfortable to me, because that's a childish trauma, I guess. It's not anything good, and it's always taking a lot of time, and there's like nothing positive in there. Even there, though it's nice kind of inside, and they don't really hurt you with their vaccination. I'm not afraid of vaccinations. My son never cry out about that, but still, it's a negative experience. We don't like it, we don't go there. That's it. Do your exercises, be healthy, and don't go to doctors. That's my point of view. But still, as I'm working in school for the last year, 2 years, whatever, and you know, there is a lot included into the insurance, and I pay my insurance. Like, why would I waste? Every year I waste a whole bunch of money on insurance without That's the biggest fraud in the USA. You waste this money just in case you become sick, right? And then when you really become sick, you will have to double pay because they don't really accept you anymore. Because now you are sick, you gotta pay more. Oh my. Okay, so what did I do now? So what was my struggle today? First, I drove to the medical center where my son is assigned to. I drove because I'm not really sure where to call. And then when you call, they don't understand you, you don't understand them. So calling somebody is a traumatic experience for everybody, for non-native speakers, just in case. But not exactly traumatic, but maybe, okay. And then I forgot the last time I actually talked to anybody on the phone, even my language, so it's kind of weird already. And then when you talk face to face, you really know what. You just give them all the documents you have, and then they let them figure out what they need, right? And so I just drove there again, because the last time I called, it's you call one number, they say okay, and we'll transfer you somewhere else, and then we'll transfer you again, and they're like, oh please, just stop transferring me anywhere. I don't want to be transferred anywhere. I'm already here. Just make me an appointment, please. That's why I don't like calling them. That's why I drove there and get him an appointment. Then the appointment is, so today is December 22nd. The appointment for my son is, don't you just love medical system? They say February 16. No, actually there was something closer, the end of January, but I asked for the afternoon because okay, he can skip school, I'm at school, so I cannot really skip. Well, theoretically I could have, but whatever, just make it the afternoon, please. That's why it's not an emergency. That's why we decided to, like, oh, I'm gonna be fine, get it January. He survived this year without visiting a doctor, so he can wait another month. Yeah, I'm a bad parent. We don't really, the last time I was at doctors with my son was in the summer. When they remind me, I go. When they remind me that I need to have him vaccinated, I go. But then he's not sick, why would I go? The same as with me, but I understand that there must be a medical checkup, yeah, but again, just remind me please, a couple more times, please. Thank you. And then I decided that I need to do the same for myself, and there we go, there we are. That's why I'm here near this medical center. What did I do? So what the trouble is that I actually have no idea how to start. That's how to start this. What I did really do, the 2-3 years ago when I started, I just talked to my co-workers and asked, if you needed a doctor's appointment, what would you do? How would you actually start the process? Because what I did, at that time I paid for insurance from Marketplace. It was $260 every month. I even have no idea what was there included into there, and I never used it. So I just wasted $2,000 that year, which I could have wasted on my trip back to see my parents, for example, because it's the same money actually, and get the medical insurance or medical visit for almost for free. You pay within $100. 3 years ago I had three teeth completely restored. That's like filling, cleaning, 3 within a week. So you come to a medical center in Russia, in Kazakhstan, actually recommend, if you visit Kazakhstan, that's the best medical service ever. Because I usually go to see my parents in Kazakhstan and I go there to medical centers, not in Russia. In Russia I don't really recommend, they're disgusting. Nothing personal. So I used to go there, and the price is better, way better. So within, I don't really remember exactly, but within $100 I could fix 3 teeth there and make the cleaning. And then you come in the morning and say, I need to visit the dentist. And they say, okay, what time? Today at 12? Okay, good, please come in. Today, today, and I choose the time, not they tell me somewhere in February 11, 15. Why? I work at 11:15, please. That's here in the USA. In Kazakhstan, you come and you tell the time which is comfortable for you. And it can be today, not 3 months later. That bugs me. You pay that bunch of money for getting zero service. Zero service. I call it zero service because I've been to the medical center here because I needed to do this X-ray. I made an appointment for what sometime, like 11:15, for example. I come at 11:15. I came early just in case because I don't want to be late. So at 11 I was there. They gave me the whole bunch of papers to fulfill. I was filling out these documents and then the forms, whatever, a lot of writing. So much paper to waste. And then I spent there 2 hours. And I just had the nurse checked me, and then I really don't remember. They didn't even do the X-ray because the X-ray was the next appointment somewhere a month later. An X-ray, like the simplest procedure. Come on. Again, and they couldn't even tell me how much I would need to pay for an X-ray. Before coming in there, they could not calculate this price. Seriously. That's the issue with medical system. You get zero service. I went to medical centers in Kazakhstan, so I understand what service is. Here, it's not. So for the next, I don't know, I'm gonna check how this works in February because I now got the appointment for February. Yes, it's January. I got now it's December. I got the appointment for February. In February, I'm gonna be precise on what I didn't like about the medical services in the USA. Now I will try to be neutral about my emotions, but I liked it there. It's calm, it's clean, but it's a waste of time, and that's not to be considered to be good, first of all. So I love complaining, don't I? And one more struggle which I had today, I had before I started making this video, because before, when I had just started this insurance process from school on the website, I also chose there my PCP, personal care provider. Oh, hate abbreviations. And then I chose it, and then chose him, her, whatever, and then I wrote down the address. So that's this medical center. I'm coming here, and then the lady says, I can see you in the system, but first, you've never been here? Okay, you need to call this phone number to get them put you into the system. I said, how is that possible? Why can't you put me into the system? She said, no, if you're first time in the medical center, you need to call, actually, so number over there, and they will put you into the system. I really don't remember if I did this 2 years ago, but probably I did, because this time on the website I chose this PCP here in this medical center, and she says, no, you are connected to the other center over there, Highland Center. I hate it because I was there 2 times, and I hate their parking lot. I just thinking about this parking lot make me sick because it's really narrow. There are never empty spaces like here. It's always overcrowded. It's really teeny tiny parking lot there. So I already don't feel good about I don't feel well about going there in February just because of this parking lot. That's my just negative experience going to be. Okay then, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and then if you are really interested in watching how people suffer while doing the renovation process, also subscribe to the channel, because there will be a next video coming today, tomorrow, somewhere, because we are renovating our room and there are a lot of troubles with this room because I don't know, one single room we are putting up the wallpapers and it's already 3rd time there is something wrong with this room. I don't know, it's cursed probably. We are doomed to continue doing it forever. Okay, so thank you for your attention. It was Oля, and yeah, my name is Oля, and Immigrants over here in the USA. See you later. Bye bye. See you later.